In today's video, I want to run you guys through the possibility of Sony Bend Studio working on a AAA PlayStation 5 game. Yes, they just put out Days Gone, but given the success of that game, I think Sony's going to remain committed to them as a top-tier studio, and it looks like they are, as they're hiring for a new producer to work on its next AAA title. We'll look at that. And we'll also talk Cyberpunk 2077 while we're still a ways away from the release of that game, April 2020 to be exact. We do have a look at the install size, and it looks like, surprise, surprise, that the game is going to be absolutely massive. We've also got the launch date for Blazing Chrome. That's coming in early July, and I want to round out this video by taking a look at some great game deals available right now. Nier Automata Game of the Yorha Edition is seeing a significant discount, and that hardly ever goes on sale. Kingdom Hearts 3 is down as well. We've been seeing that go on sale quite frequently, but I want to give that a mention. And Wipeout the Omega Collection is seeing a steep discount over at Walmart, so we'll talk the deals at the end of this video. First up, Sony Bend Studio, the developer behind the PlayStation 4 exclusive that was recently released in Days Gone, is now hiring for a new producer to work on its next AAA title. That is probably going to be a PlayStation 5 game, given that they just wrapped up production on Days Gone and released that game. Any game that they're just hiring a producer for now is probably not going to be released for quite a while, probably, 2021, 2022, around that time frame. And we've seen that Sony is really giving developers extra time to finish their games. It's not like they're forcing these developers to get games out every other year. Naughty Dog's last main game release was Uncharted 4, and since then we've still not seen a new game from them, and we're probably not going to see one until 2020. I know we got Uncharted Lost Legacy, but that was a smaller experience. You guys get the idea. They're just giving their developers a lot more time. Sony Santa Monica is taking their time with creating the God of War games, and Sucker Punch has been taking their times creating Ghost of Tsushima as well. The last time Sucker Punch released a new big game was all the way back in 2014 with Infamous Second Son, so even though they're hiring and even though the rumblings are occurring right now on what Sony Bend's next game is going to be, again, I wouldn't think that we would see this game anytime in the near future. Not anytime in the distant future either, probably sometime in the far distant future. And they did note, quote, "We are seeking a producer who will be relied upon to collaborate with senior producers, creative leads, and studio directors to develop, maintain, and execute on project planning for all your teams. You are the strategic thinker for your team. Get out front and lead. The ideal candidate will possess a combination of project management, communication skills, and passion for making games. Help us create our next AAA title that will set the PlayStation 4 apart from the rest." They specifically know PlayStation 4, but honestly, I think that is a placeholder. Once you get on task, they'll be like, alright, this is a PlayStation 5 game. I don't know, that's just speculation on my part, but just the notion of Sony Bend's next title being a PlayStation 4 title, I think that is a complete far cry. That means the game would be released in the next year and a half, and developers just don't have that kind of output anymore. They are taking their time creating these big budget experiences. Just look at how long it took for Days Gone to actually be released. That game was announced all the way back at E3 of 2016, I believe, and it wasn't released until earlier this year. These developers are really taking their time, but it's still something interesting to note, because after Days Gone not being as good as, say, a God of War or a Spider-Man, some were a little bit concerned, is Sony Bend gonna be a main studio for Sony? And I think they are. Do keep in mind that prior to Days Gone, Sony Bend were working on a lot of portable games like Uncharted Golden Abyss. I believe they did Resistance Retribution. They weren't working on these big budget, massive PlayStation 4 games. Days Gone turned out okay, and now they have that experience, they have that foundation set, and they can put that to use in their next project, and I think their next project is going to turn out even better. And again, that's coming from someone that did think Days Gone was a relatively good game. Okay, moving on from that, what is going to be a great game for sure is Cyberpunk 2077. This is CD Projekt Red's next title, and look at this game. This game has been in development for a very long time, but we're finally going to get our hands on it in April of 2020, and it looks like the PlayStation 4 install size for Cyberpunk 2077 has been revealed as part of the game's requirements via the PlayStation Store, and it's absolutely enormous. You're going to need to make some room if you are using up, a 500 gigabyte or 1 terabyte hard drive, because the game is coming in at a whopping 80 gigabytes for PlayStation 4, and that's not all. This is definitely going to be a game that CD Projekt Red will update. They will release DLC for, and the size could change as we head into the release. Hey, it might even get bigger if they decide to add even more content. I highly recommend you guys these days that if you're still sticking with a 500 gigabyte hard drive, if you're sticking with a 1 terabyte hard drive, please go ahead and upgrade that hard drive or buy an external hard drive. You can get 2 or 3 terabyte externals relatively cheap for around $100, probably even cheaper than that on sale, and that'll really pay dividends in terms of keeping all of your games installed. Now, if you are someone that just deletes and reinstalls their games as they see fit, then fine. But me me personally speaking, I like to have all of my games installed at the same time, and I know a lot of you guys are the same way, and if you are buying a lot of games, just having 500 gigabytes or even having a terabyte, it just doesn't suffice these days. So I'd recommend you to pick up something a little bit beefier, but nonetheless, Cyberpunk 2077 looking to clock in at around 80 gigabytes. Moving on from that, Blazing Chrome is a game that looks absolutely awesome, and it's hitting the PlayStation 4 on July 11th. Now, if you're unaware of what the game is, it's a game coming from Joy Masher, and in Blazing Chrome, bring your best pal and kick some metal butts to free the humankind while enjoying a classic run-and-gun fully loaded with action and exciting fights. The game's story touts humans are expendable after an AI-controlled robot army take over the world. They survive in hiding while their humans rule the surface. When a small rebel group gets an intel about a big AI's power plant, the machines strike their camp before they can organize an attack. A small group of rebels escape and go on a suicide mission to destroy this power plant. Choose to play as Marva, a super badass human resistance soldier, or Doyle, the equally groovy and deadly insurgent robot. This suicide mission will result in heavy casualties and a ton of lock and load fast-paced action where scrapping robots and Blazing Chrome with your powerful weapons is the only thing standing between you and your freedom. The game touts local co-op play, which is always awesome as more and more games forego on local play. I always like to appreciate the games that do still support local cooperative play, and when a game is centered around cooperative play, having that local component is great because couch co-op is something that I still harken back to as some of my fondest memories in gaming, and games like Blazing Chrome do offer that. It's got 16-bit post-apocalyptic environments, classic fast-paced run-and-gun experience, epic boss battles, and crazy lot mini-boss fights, genuine arcade feel, motorcycle and jetpack action, and rad pixel art. And throughout the game, as far as gameplay goes, you'll dash through 5 apocalyptic environments with hundreds of robot enemies to blow to pieces, blast your way through the enemy lines, and try to defeat a bunch of mechanical bosses with using hover bikes, huge armors, and a whole arsenal of kick-ass weapons. Again, Blazing Chrome will be hitting the PlayStation 4 on July 11th. And lastly, I do want to take you guys through some great game deals that are available right now. First up, over on Amazon, you've got Nier Automata Game of the Yorha Edition. It is 40% off. Do remember that this already released at a budget $39.99 price point. It is down to $24, which is a great buy for this game. This is one of those games that all of this generation, if you want to talk about the games that have held up in price the most, Nier Automata has to be on the top of that list. It does not go on sale often. Thankfully, with the release of the Game of the Yorha Edition, Square Enix inherently lowered the retail price of the game from $60 to $40, and that means whenever it does go on sale, at least it'll be relatively cheap. And now for $24, getting Nier Automata, one of the best games of this generation, I think is a great buy. Now, honestly, when you compare games that were also released in 2017, a lot of those games are incredibly cheap now. Kind of funny that Nier Automata is still $24, and I'm hearkening that to be an awesome price for the game, but nonetheless, that just goes to show how much value this game has retained. And the Game of the Yorha Edition isn't anything to write home about. If you played the base Nier Automata game, there's no reason to really pick up this. It does have some added benefits, some in-game items, some avatars, nothing that's a game-breaking or game-making experience, but if you've never played Nier Automata, or for whatever reason, if you got rid of the game and you want to go back into it, $24 for the game is an excellent buy. And of course, it's a terrific game. The story is pretty crazy, and obviously it's an excellent game. The story is pretty zany, the music is excellent, visually it's terrific, and of course from a gameplay standpoint, it's a Platinum Games title, meaning that it has some absolutely slick action gameplay, so highly recommend that one. One of the best PlayStation 4 games of this generation in my humble opinion. Also, Kingdom Hearts 3 is down to $30. I don't need to talk much about this. This is available on Amazon as well, but Kingdom Hearts 3 has been regularly going on sale. It's on sale once again for $30. If you need Kingdom Hearts 3, you can buy it from Amazon at a relatively cheap price. I should recommend, as I always do when talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, I highly recommend you to check out Kingdom Hearts The Story so far. First, that includes Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, as well as 2.8. It'll give you all of the Kingdom Hearts experiences you need to go through before playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, KH3 does have a recap video, but as always, you're only going to get so much out of a recap video as opposed to playing the entirety of these games, so I do recommend play the entirety of these games and then jump into Kingdom Hearts 3. And as far as the deals go, lastly, Walmart.com has got Wipeout Omega Collection down to $12.45. They also do offer free delivery on orders above $35, and then you can pick up in store for the same price. Wipeout Omega Collection is a terrific arcade racer, including Wipeout 2048, Wipeout HD, as well as Wipeout HD Fury. You've got a lot of content in there, and if you want a quality arcade racer with one of the best PlayStation VR components that you can come across, so if you do have PSVR, absolutely pick this one up, because it is one of those games that really showcase what PSVR can do, and it's down to just $12.45, would give this one a strong recommendation as well. Again, that's available on Walmart.com. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, Sony Bend Studio, the guys behind the recently released PlayStation 4 exclusive in Days Gone, are hiring for a brand new AAA title. What could that be? Could that be a follow-up to Days Gone? Could that be a brand new IP? Whatever the case may be, I'm really excited to see what Sony Bend can do as we head into the future, and I imagine that that is some sort of PlayStation 5 game. Cyberpunk 2077 is looking to be a massive game, and it's gonna require a whopping 80GB install as far as we know now. Obviously, that could fluctuate a little bit as we get closer to the release. And again, this is probably gonna be a game that CDPR will release expansions and updates for, so that 80GB is probably just gonna get bigger and bigger. Blazing Chrome, an awesome local co-op game, is dropping July 11th. That looks great. If you want Nier Automata, that's down to $24, KH3 down to $30, and Wipeout Omega Collection down to $12.45. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.